This girl had a fascination with dissecting animals since childhood. Her parents found this behavior extremely repulsive. However, faced with their daughter's condition, her parents didn't take her to see a psychologist. Instead, they subjected her to daily violence. The girl was deeply confused by this. She didn't understand why, even after apologizing, no one was willing to forgive her. After living in such a repressive environment for 6 or 7 years, she eventually became a deadly assassin. But today, she encountered a very strange client. No matter who the target was, Lisa always charged 10 million. But this client immediately offered 100 million, and the person he wanted killed was himself. One would expect Lisa to be confused by this, but instead, she launched an attack without hesitation. As the blade pierced the client, Lisa thought the job was done. But just as she was about to take the money and leave, the client miraculously came back to life. Seeing this unfold, Lisa immediately attacked again, but even then, the client still wouldn't die. It turned out the client was an immortal vampire. He hadn't expected that even the deadly assassin couldn't kill him. The client was a bit disappointed, but after all that Lisa had done, he found it somewhat amusing, so he chose to forgive Lisa. Hearing this, Lisa blushed instantly. Snapping out of it, she called out to the client, curious why he wanted to be killed. It turned out the vampire client had lived for thousands of years. He had done everything interesting there was to do, so he felt unbearably bored. But due to his immortality, he couldn't die. Lisa felt deeply sympathetic upon hearing this. After all, the world often feels suffocating. No matter what you do, people always respond with disgust. Lisa's words made the client feel they were kindred spirits. Little did she know, because of that one sentence, Lisa couldn't stop thinking about it after returning home. Even though she had only caused him pain, he had chosen to forgive her. It was the first time in her life she had experienced such a thing, and the first time someone had accepted her in such a way. From then on, whenever the client's image appeared in her mind, Lisa felt a warm flame burning in her heart. It was a strange and indescribable feeling. So the next day, Lisa went to find the client right away and told him how she felt. But Jack told her she just had a cold. Upon hearing this, Lisa headed straight to the hospital. In truth, Jack and his maid both knew Lisa had fallen for him, but on the way to the hospital, Lisa hesitated because she was a wanted criminal. Going to the hospital might cause a huge commotion. Meanwhile, bored to death, Jack turned on the TV and was drawn to a breaking news story. It turned out Lisa was completely surrounded by police, but she wasn't the least bit nervous. On the contrary, she was quite happy. Lisa told Jack via livestream that she was perfectly healthy, and even asked the doctor why her chest hurt so much. Confessing to someone you love on live news. The maid thought Lisa was self-centered, but Jack found it amusing. He laughed uncontrollably. He didn't stop until he was completely exhausted. He hadn't laughed in 400 years. At this point, he had to sincerely admit that Lisa was an interesting woman, so he decided to go see her. But when Jack arrived at the hospital, he saw Lisa's body on the verge of death. This made him reflect on how wonderful it must be to experience death. Even in her final moments, Lisa still hoped Jack wouldn't die, because she wanted to personally kill the one she loved. This intrigued Jack even more. Surely, being with her in the future would never be boring, so Jack made a firm decision.
お前に血をやろう。吸血鬼にしてやる。
But just as Jack was transferring his blood, the police suddenly burst through the door. Seeing such a terrifying scene, they were so frightened they fired several shots. His mood was ruined by this group of boring fools. Jack decided to unleash destruction on everyone around.